Hey guys, how y'all doing? It's your boy Ninja Crow back at it with another video. We have here a competitive purple Machinedramon list for y'all. This deck I feel very confident in because thanks to like Dev Utopia and him helping me test out and test play this build, and we kind of just switch around a bunch of times of like certain cards and stuff. It's really fun to play, and I really enjoy it. I have tried to play the blue list, but the blue list to me is not really that good in my opinion. That's my opinion alone. Um, just let y'all know, I don't want to like come off as like being mean or rude, but just that's just me. I don't really care for the blue list. But here's a list that I do feel really confident in for playing in this format. So let's go ahead and get into the deck. We play, of course, four of the Digimon on deletion trigger, draw one, then trash one card from your hand. Good card to allow us to get what we need is and fill up our trash at the same time. Essentially, this deck is, if y'all possibly saw my Machine Starmon deck profile, we're basically playing the Imon engine in this deck, and it allows us to draw cards and also fill up our trash with level fives that we need. On to the rookies, we do play for Hagarumon. This card is really clutch for allowing us to, on play, trash one Digimon with machine or sideboard in a straight from our hands and draw two cards. Like I said, it's really helpful for stacking up our level fives in our trash, which allows us to have more pieces for our Machinedramon and also get that additional +1 on draw. Well, not really +1. You're kind of breaking even. We also play four Gabumon. Gabumon is the is a really amazing card in this build. I'm surprised, I'm surprised I don't see more lists that is using the Gabumon and Irismon package for Machinedramon, due to the fact that on deletion we can draw two cards and trash one card from our hand. Say we have, like I said, our level fives, or say we have like the regular Irismon and we can just discard it and just really build and have more bodies on the board at the same time. So that will be it for our rookies. We only play 8 of them. On to our champions. We play, of course, 4 Irismon scatter mode. And sorry for the glare. Uh, am working with barely minimum lighting over here. And we also play, of course, we have to, before this card gets hit to 1, is 4 Iamon. The on deletion one states draw 3, then trash 2 cards in your hand. So essentially, we are. It's just a lot of draw power in this deck, allowing us to also get rid of stuff that's in our hand, and making virtually the deck not as cloggy with our level fives, because I have like older lists and like some lists before, it would just be really cloggy with level fives, and it's like would be hard just to get rid of them because we do play like a high number of level fives in this deck. Also, I do like the fact that I can just, if I don't have a Gabumon, I can just play him outright and just next turn just swing to get that draw 3 effect. So just a really, really good card. Graceful charity for my Yu-Gi-Oh players. And last but not least, and oh yeah, Irismon. When you trash this card, and if you do have Irismon scatter mode, you can play this card without paying its memory cost. And for each Irismon scatter mode, this Digimon gets plus 2,000 DP. There has been times where this Digimon really has came in clutch, where I was able to rush down my opponent just off the simple fact of having two Ironsmon on board and doing chip damage to them earlier with the Ironsmon. And also, the other card that I want to talk about is the Grumplymon. This card also helps me close out games, and really just I'm really surprised that that's taking advantage of this card. Well, besides the ex antibody players, the Darugamon, but this card has literally come in clutch so many times during my test plays against people, and it's just crazy how good it is for Black to have a hybrid Digimon to allow them to just close out games where in most cases I wouldn't be able to. So that will be it for our champions. And before I go into the our ultimates, I am thinking about playing one more of him, but I feel like three is good enough. All right, on to our ultimates. We do play three of our blocker Andromon. We don't really use his when Digivolving effect. A lot of them has the same effect of reveal the top three cards at one level 6 Digimon with Machine in this trait, then trash the remaining cards. But just to let y'all know, we do not Digivolve our level 5s. It's very rare that we do it, but however, he has the inheritable of when a Digimon has Machine in his trait, you gain blocker. So, all in all, a really good card. The main focus is to have our Machinedramon to have a lot of our inheritables, especially blocker. So that's why I'm playing three. And we play two of the. Oops, my bad, guys. We play two of the Metal Tyrannomon, which allows our Digimon to gain reboot. We play one of the Metal Mamamon to give our Digimon the ability of when attacking, if we have Machine in our trace, delete one of our opponent's Digimon with a play cost of 5 or less, thus allowing us to get rid of like there are a lot of rookies and a lot of their low stuff, level 4s if possible. Due to that, we also want to try to get rid of the Pokemon or like the memory deniers for this effect. It is really good to have, but we only play one of it because it's not as essential as the other cards. We also play one of the Volcanomon, which gives our Digimon security attack +1 if while our opponent has an unsuspended Digimon. There has been times where my Machinedramon would swing for like 3 checks. So card is really good. It really does come in clutch. And we play one Gigadramon to get on our opponent's turn to get plus 2,000 DP, making our Machinedramon a 13,000 blocker. And we also play one Megadramon to just off rip give him blocker. And we'll play the other Megadramon, which allows us on our turn to have our Machinedramon gain plus 2,000 DP, making him a 13,000 DP on our turn and sometimes on our opponent's turn. And we'll play another Megadramon. This one has an on-play effect. Delete up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon with 3,000 DP or less. Sometimes this could possibly come up. I've not really had this come up as often due to the fact that we kind of just mill out our deck so quickly that the card effect kind of doesn't matter. It says on our turn, this Digimon with Machine in its trait gains security attack +1. So essentially making our Machinedramon swing for 3 checks. And we also play one of the Metal Greymon. You can use this on play effect, but where on play, if you have a tamer in play, gain 2 memory. If you don't, you can play a tamer, one red tamer from card from your hand without paying its memory cost. but we're not really worried about that effect. We only care about the inheritable once per turn when one of your opponent's Digimon is deleted game one memory. This card has really came up a lot, especially when I'm at one memory and like I need a one more to just try to close out the game with Grumplimon. So allowing us to swing with our Machinedramon, and if we either swing at their and if we have Metal Marmamon, we can pretty much delete one of their Digimon that's a 5 cost or less to gain one memory and thus close out the game with Grumplimon. And we also play one Metal Greymon, which allows us to have piercing. So that's pretty much it on our ultimates. Now for the only megas we play in the deck. We play 4 Machinedramon. At this point, a lot of people should know what his effect does. Basically allows us to, on play, put 5 level 5 black or red Digimon into his sources, gain memory. All turns he can't be deleted. And also, if he were to, not deleted, all turns his DP can't be reduced. And if he were to be deleted, you can remove 2 sources from him. So, really strong boss monster. I noticed that a lot of people are playing the Chaos Dramon. I used to play this, but I kind of opt out for a slightly better card, in my opinion, because like there was times where I would Digivolve and he would just Chaos Dramon would get immediately deleted because he does not have the same protection effect as Machinedramon. Or like sometimes I'll try to block and like going against red, they have higher DP and just he completely just gets ran over. Compared to Machinedramon, I can pretty much just get rid of 2 sources and prevent his deletion. Also, going against green when they rest him and they try to do piercing, Chaos Dramon will just, like I said, gets run over. And where compared to Machinedramon, I can prevent the burning effect, will prevent the piercing due to the fact that I can just get rid of a Digi-Evolution source. And that's it's a good board wipe card. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if you want to play it as a board wipe option, yes, go ahead. That is perfectly fine. But yeah, we only play 4 of our megas, and now on to the options in Tamer. So the card I kind of opt out for Chaos Dramon is Dwarf Swarmer, only due to the fact that sometimes our Eismon just magically has jamming. It's the craziest thing. Every time when I swing, he's just either hitting a Tamer or just hitting a Digimon that only has like 1 or 2,000 DP. So just let y'all know, just magically, Iamon has jamming. So he just sometimes don't get deleted. But this card really helps with board wiping and like if our opponent happens to build wide, it allows us to just basically get rid of their 7 costs or less, which in most case scenarios it will get rid of like their level 5s or lowers. So really, really clutch card to have in this deck. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3 just so I can see it a lot more often and like to just destroy my Digimon and just get the draw off of it, and allows us to basically, go for Irismon plays. And if we happen to have just regular Irismon, we can play him off of scatter mode. And yeah, just allows us to have more draw power. For the last option, we also play 4 Ultimate Connection. This card, I really, really undervalue this card. This card has literally helped me steal games. Allows us to you may trash 1 level 5 Digimon from with my bad. You may trash 1 level 5 Digimon card with sideboard in its trait in your in your hand to gain 2 memory and draw 1 card. Yeah, this card is really, really clutch. Like, there was times where I was at 1 memory, and thanks to this card allowing me to discard a level 5, it allows me to, like I said, Grumplimon just been real MVP of this deck, and just literally clear in the game right there. And also, just when your opponent hits an insecurity and you just happen to have a level 5 in hand, and it just makes it where it's like sometimes can be either just memory deny them, allowing them not to end the game on you, or just transfer over to your turn. Think this card really, really clutch. I love it a lot. Now for the Tamers, we play 4 Taikamiya. This tie for this deck is just insanely good. It just makes our Machinedramon into a Machinedramon. Opponent's turn, when you use a blocker to suspend one of your Digimon, you may suspend when you use. Okay, that's kind of weird. My bad. Opponent's turn, when you use blocker to suspend one of your Digimon, you may suspend this Tamer to unsuspend one of your Digimon. And so, with Machinedramon blocking, we can rest high and just makes it where he's unsuspended and he can block again for us. And like having 3 on the board is just like you have 4 blocks that are just ready for you. So really, really good. This is why I kind of opt out for the Chaos Dramon and prefer to play the Machinedramon, because even if the Machinedramon would block a Digimon with a higher DP, I can just get rid of his sources and keep the sources that matters, that allows him to block, and just pretty much allows us to just have a miniature Machinedramon. And like I said earlier, Grumplimon has really came in clutch thanks to this card too. So this card is never like useless to me in this deck. Like it just functionality just has really high use in this deck, and I just love it. And also, it's a 2 cost too, so it's really cheap and inexpensive. And we play 3 Analog Youth, allowing us to mill and get into our pieces, grab the pieces that we need. That's pretty much it. And there has been times where my Machinedramon would block a Digimon with high DP and only make it where he only has 1 source. So if they swing again and he gets deleted, I happen to can rest these and make it sometimes where they can't close out the game, and or it goes back to my turn and allows me to continue with my plays. It would also play 1 Matt Ishida. Matt Ishida allows us to grab our purple Digimon. Sometimes we might need to grab back that Iasmon scatter mode or that Gabumon, or sometimes just that regular Iasmon to allow us to pretty much have more options and draw powers in our deck. But all in all, guys, I must say I really love this build. This build, I actually do feel like it's a competitive build that like a lot of people aren't really trying out, because Iasmon is a really strong card, and I really do recommend y'all play it in Machinedramon. But I have to say I do really love this deck and everything. But please, guys, tell me what y'all think in the comments down below. Remember, guys, to like and subscribe and hit that notification button when I upload content. I appreciate y'all guys taking the time out y'all day to look at this video and everything. I really do appreciate it. I hope y'all have a good day, and peace.